So the next part on the tutorial, which is going to be modified, talk about user interface. So using this, DSCIU01 DFS. Let's say I want to do that. Let's say I want to look at the root directory for my Hadoop file system. So you can see that it has the configuration is quite similar to how you would see a Linux file system. You have the permission, you have the user, you have the group, you have the last modified time, and then you have the directory. It is nice. It is not very convenient. Within this, there's a way to go and build the data set directly, but unfortunately, we are in the IP crisis and we don't have this map out an external IP address yet. So this is what it will look like. You can look at everything on the file system visually instead of having to use the command line. If you actually want to interact with the data, you have to use the command line, but you can also use the web interface to do that. Ignore this portion of the tutorial. We'll get it updated when we sort out the IP address and the URL for all of our master node. So go ahead and do this following challenges. So first, from inside of the shell, go ahead and clone this data set. It gives you some of the data that you can have. I know that you can copy paste from this tutorial onto the Jupyter shell. I would recommend that you try to retype it if you can. That way you'll remember it. So for your next challenge, you should be using DFS and DFS and use the appropriate command. I think that's vector, that's ls. You should be able to view the content of your user directory, and you should be able to create a directory within that subdirectory. And import the Woodward 6.exe file that you just downloaded and import that into the intro to the directory on HDFS using the put command. So let me show you how to do the first one. So SSH DSCIU001 HDFS DFS-ls /user, and this should be your username. Hit that, ignore the error, and this should show you what you have. So I have a lot. You should have almost nothing inside your directory. So let's say SSH DSCIU001 HDFS DFS mkdir. So there's two ways to do. You can either provide a full path. So remember that this should be the path on HDFS to go to your user directory. Or if you don't provide anything, then by default, HDFS understands that this starts from /user/ your username. So if I run this, nothing happened, but if I run the other command again, SSH DSCIU001 HDFS DFS ls LNGO, Yes.
Can you walk us through this?
So I'm trying to figure out if I.
So if you are trying ls an empty directory, it will not show anything. So let's say if I want to look at intro to Hadoop, I run that. And basically what I have is an error message back and nothing. I don't have any content in that. After I do SSH, DSCIU 01, HDFS, DFS, but make sure that you have the correct path because we are sending this to a different node. So /ngo/ intro to Hadoop, introduction to Hadoop data, Gutenberg.
So they should actually enter in your username here, Lynn?
Sorry?
They should actually use your username?
Oh, no. Use their username.
Oh, use theirs, okay.
Sorry for the very long comment. So HDFS, DFS, you want to put some data from this location, which is the local Linux location, into the intro to Hadoop. This is the HDFS location that you just created. So after you do that and run this command, ooh, why did I put that? Interesting to Hadoop.
You have it under home. Oh, are you pulling it from home?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, maybe a typo. Gutenberg. Yeah, typo. Here's Gutenberg Shakespeare .txt. So again, after you uploaded that, if things, so for Hadoop, if you don't see anything, that means it works. If you have some error, you will be sure that you will be flooded with Hadoop complaining about what did you do wrong. So now I have something in there. When I run the ls again, I start to see the content. But if I don't have anything, then nothing will happen on the -ls.
The rest of this command here is that the last one?
Is there a way to? Let's do that.
I got it. Absolute path versus relevant paths, and what that means. So if it's not an absolute path, how it assumes it's from the user recommendation.
So again, when you any comment that you run from Hadoop, if you don't provide an absolute path, it assumes that you are operating out of /user/username. So this is similar to the, so I take that back. It's not exactly similar to the Linux file system. It's just that you are sending a command into HDFS. So the first destination that you get to is your home directory /user/your username. And if you don't have the absolute path, everything will be assumed to start from that location. If you want to specify the storage to somewhere else, you need to provide a full path to your HDFS command. I find that just put absolute path on everything is a reasonable approach. Anyone still does not have the file?